Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to be ranking every single Skylander from SSA. So we're going to start off with number 32, the worst Skylander from the roster of SSA, and that is going to be Wrecking Ball. Now, Wrecking Ball, he doesn't really have any good attacks. His first attack is his tongue, it's very slow, it doesn't deal that much damage, it does like nothing. His second attack is the ball rolling one. It starts too slow. If it would start instantly then it might be better, but now it just starts too slow. And you can't really control it while you're doing it, so you just get hit a lot, and yeah, that's pretty bad. Then you have his final attack, his burp attack is yeah, also not that good. I'm gonna be very honest with you, none of the attacks are pretty good. The burp one is the only one I use though. You gotta charge it up and then it does a decent amount of damage, but it takes way too long to charge up. It does deal like a good area damage, if that makes sense, like splash damage, but it's still not good enough to get him up there. And that's why Wrecking Ball, sadly, is number 32. Now moving on to number 31, and we have Whirlwind. Now Whirlwind, some of you might like her, but I really don't. I think her rainbow attack is pretty bad. Then you have her cloud attack. I know you have like the cloud path or whatever. I don't think I've tried that one, and everybody says that that path is way better, so I'll try it. Maybe she'll become better. I don't know, man. Her last ability is like with the black hole one or something. No wait, it's not even that. It's not even that. It's she flies. Wow, what a cool ability. Yeah, no attacks that do enough. No attacks that make her better, except her mobility makes her better than Wrecking Ball to me, because with Wrecking Ball you're just dead if you get zoned, so that's GG. Now we're moving on to Sonic Boom. Number 30, and I know you're all gonna hate me or whatever, I don't care. Sonic Boom, I don't like her. She's not that bad, but I just really don't like the air element in this game. Some of them are higher up, but yeah, Sonic Boom is just not it. Her babies, or whatever, they're fine. They're okay, but it takes so long for them to like grow up and become stronger. You can have like 4 of them up once you upgrade her, but still, I don't think she's good enough. Her attacks, her screaming attack or whatever, it deals a decent amount of damage, but it's not enough to me to put her higher up, sadly. Now we're moving on to number 29, and that is gonna be Cinder. Now, Cinder, I don't know. Cinder's just, her third ability, again, is just like flying. Her third ability is flying, but her second ability is also for mobility. You have like one attack as Cinder. You literally have one attack. It's only her her lightning attack. The other ones are for moving away. And her lightning is not even that strong either. So, sure, Cinder has a lot of mobility. And I chose her for the Nightmare Lock because of that. She has range and she can get away very easily. But that doesn't make her fun or strong. So that's why Cinder, sadly, is number 29. Now we're moving on to number 28. And I hope 1D doesn't kill me. We have Drill Sergeant. I'm sorry, but Drill Sergeant just doesn't make it. He has a mobility move, which is pretty good. His turret thing, like his third ability, not my favorite. You need to hold it down. It does deal damage, but I don't think it's enough. It's pretty hard. Sometimes he doesn't go towards the enemy. He also goes to sheep as well. He like attacks sheep. Yeah, and then he has his first ability. It would have been good if those rockets on him, if they wouldn't like despawn, if that makes sense. Because you shoot the rocket and then he has to like recharge his rocket. You already deal like no damage. And then there was still like a huge buffer for when you could do it again. I don't know, man. Drill Sergeant, he could have been really good, but I think they missed a great opportunity to make him even stronger. And yeah, that's why he's so low. Alright, now we're moving on to number 27. And that is going to be Chop Chop. Now, a lot of people like Chop Chop, but I think he lacks the ranged move. His sword is okay, it deals a good amount of damage, but it's not amazing. His shield... And then you have his third attack, and that's like the bone wave, or whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's good at all. I don't think it deals that much damage, and it's also very hard to hit someone, because it's decently small, and it's only in one straight line. It doesn't track enemies, it doesn't do anything like that, so it's very hard to use, and it doesn't pay off that well. That's why it's so low. Alright, now we're moving on to number 26, and that's gonna be Dino Rang. Now Dino Rang does have the range, but he kinda has the same problem as Chop Chop. He has the second ability where he moves the boomerangs around him, but it deals more damage, I'm pretty sure, but it's not that strong. It's good if there's like specific big enemies around you. After that, you can't really use it. And then you have his third ability, which nobody ever uses. It gives you like a bump in the soil or whatever, wherever you're using it, and it goes up when enemies are near. It's like a mine. It's like a mine. It's very hard to use unless something is chasing you. And then still it's hard to use because you have to place it, so it takes too much time. He doesn't deal enough damage. He needs a bigger buff, and then he could have been good, but now sadly, he's all the way down here. Now we're moving on to number 25. And number 25 is Whamshell. Now Whamshell, it took me like, I don't know, like 8 years or something to get this guy finally. And he was not worth it. I'm sorry, he was not worth it. His mace attack, again, the same problem. It doesn't deal enough damage if you compare it to some other Skylanders. They have a second ability where he shoots fish that deals no damage again, and it's so not worth it to use that one. And then his third ability is good for like crowd control, but only against like chompies, and then you're again just done. You can only use first attack, but it doesn't deal enough damage, and that's why he's that low on the list, sadly. Now we are moving on to number 24, and that is going to be Lame Slinger. Now listen, Flameslinger, he is a decent Skylander. I'll be honest, he's a decent Skylander. But some of these next ones, I think from now on, we go up a lot by how much I like him. Flameslinger has a good first ability. I mean, it's okay. It's kind of the same problem as Dynarang, not enough damage. But then you have a second ability, and you can run away very easily, and then use his first ability again. So that's very nice. And then his last ability, his third special ability, he shoots the arrows up. And honestly, not the worst. It's not amazing, but this Skylander, you can actually use his other abilities combined with the first one, and I think that's why he's a little bit higher. Alright, now we're moving on to number 23, and here we have Trigger Happy. Now Trigger Happy has a very good first ability. You can just spam his attacks, and yeah, that's pretty nice. His second ability is okay. It doesn't deal that much damage. It's hard to use. Then you have his last ability, and that's the same thing as the second one. But if you can use it, then it is really, really strong. So you can only use it in a couple moments, but when you can use it, man, it is really strong, and it becomes stronger in later games as well, I'm pretty sure. At least with this series too. So yeah, that's why he's a little bit higher up, just because he has the same sort of attacks that are kind of hard to use. But when they work, they are really strong, instead of just like, meh. That's why he's up here. Now we're moving on to number 22, and that's going to be Hex.
Skylanders of the light are stronger.
Now, Hex, her first ability is okay. She deals some decent damage with her orbs, and she can attack very fast. But her second ability is where it gets really, really strong. You can spawn in these skulls, and the skulls deal a lot of damage if you upgrade them. If you don't like Hex, you probably have her orb path, your spam path. You're gonna want to change it to the skull path. It is really strong, and I really enjoy it. The third attack, not insane. You get a bone wall, but I never get any use out of it really, unless in like very specific places. Usually you just do use the skulls though, and that's why I like her so much. Now we're moving on to number 21, and that is going to be Spyro the Dragon. Now, Spyro is kind of nice just because of his first attack and his second one. With his first attack, he deals fireball damage, he uses fireballs. They deal a lot of damage though, compared to other Skylanders on the list. And then you have a charging attack where you can run away, which is very nice. And he can also fly. It's kind of like Cinder. He has two of the dashing attacks, but the fireballs actually work well. And that's why he's way higher on the list, because Cinder had like no good attacks basically, to me anyway. Spyro has at least one that is really good, and the other two are good for mobility. That's why he's up here. Now moving on to number 20. And number 20 is Double Trouble.
Skylander.
Now for Double Trouble, I basically only use one attack, but it's so good that you don't really need any others. The first attack is the, well, this thing you see, the staff. You deal so much damage, it is insane. Second attack, you have like a bomb, like a mini Double Trouble that like is like a bomb. It's okay, it's pretty decent, it's very easy to use. Third attack, I don't think there's anyone that uses that. I feel like if you want crowd control, it's good for crowd control, right? It's supposed to be for that, but if you use the minis, they're also still just good. Like they explode and they do like splash damage. So the minis are just as good, if not better. So yeah, I do like Double Trouble, but the third attack, not really useful. Now we're moving on to number 19. And number 19 is Prism Break. He's up here just for one level, and that is Lava Lakes Railway. Oh wait, what is it called? Molten Mine. Molten Mine. It's good just for that one. That's why he's up here. Okay, next one. Okay, I'm kidding. First attack is pretty good. His beam, the beam is supreme, you know, so it's okay. Second attack, you can basically upgrade your beam, if that makes sense. Drop the beams, and then when you beam into a beam, or a prism, I guess, a prism. You beam into it, and then boom, you get like 20 beams, and that is really good. Third attack, I don't really use that much, like, really ever. The other two are good, just because you can combine them, and that's what I like. That's why Prism Break is up here. Now moving on to number 18. Number 18 is Voodooed. Voodooed's first attack is really strong for some reason. I don't know why, but his axe deals so much more damage than other Skylanders. So that's already pretty good. His second ability, you can use his axe to like travel a little bit. You can get close to enemies, it can help, but I don't use it that often. And then you have his last ability, and his last ability is nice for crowd control, and when there's like a bunch of enemies, or like more powerful enemies, like in Giants, you can kind of use it as well if somebody's chasing you. Yeah, that's why I like it. You can even power it up. If you swing into your third ability, it gets like powered up and then deals even more damage. He's not crazy, but I do like him, and that's why he's all the way up here. Now number 17 is going to be Terfin. And Terfin, his first attack is just really strong. His second attack, you can like dodge attacks from other enemies, which is also strong. And his last ability, I never use. But yeah, the first two make him just so... I don't even know how to explain it. It's just fun. It's like fun to use. He attacks very fast. You can dodge enemies' attacks. So yeah, that's why he's all the way up here. Now number 16 is going to be Bash. And Bash... well, Bash has some problems, but his first attack makes up for all of it. He deals so much damage, especially if you like charge it up. You can move close or away from enemies with the second attack, and the third attack nobody uses. But the first attack is just so good that, yeah, that's why it's all the way up here. I just enjoy using it. It deals 240 damage without a crit. You kind of have to get a good use for it, but, I mean, if you can use it, then... insane ability, and that's why it's all the way up here. Right, number 15 is going to be Slam Bam. And Slam Bam, you know, I don't think he has attacks that are as strong as Bash, and he kind of has similar attacks, right? But you can also use his last one. So the first one, you can, slam, of course, you can just slam. Second one, you can turn things into ice, which is kind of cool. You can like freeze your enemies, and your first attack will do more damage. Third attack is a dashing move, which is great because he has mobility. He has something against enemies like movement, and he has his own attacks. He's just really an all-around Skylander, except for range. So he's really strong close range, but for range, he's not that strong anymore. That's why he's all the way down here, because I really enjoy the ranged Skylanders. And he just doesn't have it, so that's why he's down here. Right, now we're gonna move on to number 14, and that is Zap. Now Zap, you can kind of see similarities with Slam Bam, except Zap is faster and has range. So he's like the ranged version of Slam Bam. First attack's range, second attack is, what's that? The second attack is movement, so it's kind of reversed with Zap. It's movement, and you can use your first attack to slow enemies down in that movement and like damage them, which is really good. I think that's really strong. And then his last attack is like a wave. And the wave, it's okay, I don't use it that much. It's not like Hot Dog. Hot Dog's wave is like better. I like it more than Slam Bam though because of the range and yeah, that's basically it. I like the range in Slam Bam. Now we're moving on to number 13. And number 13 is Stump Smash. Now, Stump Smash has a very strong first attack, where he smashes things, of course. Second attack is also pretty strong because it gets range. And the range is pretty important, and it also slows enemies. So it does a double banger, you know? It slows them, but it also hits them, and it's just really good. And then last attack, I don't use that much. It's like a huge ball that you can spawn. It's okay, but his first 2 attacks is what makes him really strong, and that's why he's all the way up here. Alright, now we're moving on to number 12. Number 12 is Lightning Rod. Now, listen, I am ranking these Skylanders based on their SSA moves, right? But Lightning Rod gets so incredibly good in Swap Force that I had to bump him up. I'm sorry, I'm ranking these on SSA, but he gets so much stronger that I just had to add him up here. His attacks in Swap Force, his 3rd attack actually only, it makes enemies, the smaller ones, right? It makes enemies completely immobile. It's so strong, it's insane. In SSA, he's okay. He's alright. In SSA, I would have probably put him like between Prison Break and Voodoo, but now, man, I just have to bump him up because of those attacks. It's just so strong in Swap Force. He helps so much in Nightmare Lock. Now we're moving on to number 11. And number 11 is Sunburn. Sunburn is pretty decent. The first attack is what makes Sunburn so good though. Yeah, he just deals so much damage, it's insane. Especially if he like completely powers up, then Sunburn gets basically unstoppable. The second ability is like where he charges. Not my favorite. It's good, it's decent for mobility. But then at the end, he like explodes, which makes him stop for so long. I don't really like that. I think it's an upgrade, and I think you can just like not upgrade that and get him, you know, not to stop. I'm not entirely sure though. I'd have to check that out. But if that does work, then that would definitely be stronger. And then we have the teleporting ability. It's too slow. I don't really like it that much. And yeah, the first attack just makes Sunburn really strong, and that's why he's all the way up here. Alright, now we're going to number 10. And number 10, well, maybe you've been waiting for it, and maybe you don't even know. Number 10 is Warnado. Now, listen, Warnado, he's grown a lot on me. I used to hate him a lot. He used to be like, probably between like Cinder and Drill Sergeant. I feel like the more you play with the Skylander, the more you like him. Like if I would play with Whirlwind for like 10 hours, she would go up as well. Same, well, Wrecking Ball is unsavable, but the rest of them probably is the same thing, you know? He's fast, that's basically it. His third ability I never use, I actually never use it. The first ability though, it's pretty fast, but the second ability is where it's at. You can use a Tornado. Now this Tornado, it might not seem that strong, but it deals a decent amount of damage, and you can go very fast with your first ability, right? So you can move away, use your Tornado, move away, use your Tornado. It's pretty strong. I still don't like him incredibly, like a lot more than before, but he is stronger now, and I like him a little bit more, just a little bit more. And yeah, that makes him go all the way up here, just because he's stronger than I thought. Alright, now we're moving on to number 9, and number 9 is
Platinum Sheep. Number 9. Platinum Sheep. You see, what makes the Platinum Sheep so expensive is because it's a... Oh, wait, hang on. We're going on to number 8. Platinum Sheep.
Okay, now we're really moving on to number 9 though. And number 9 is going to be Gilgrunt. Now Gilgrunt, his first attack is very strong. That's the reason why he's so far up here. His second attack, you can like use the water, but I never use it. Last attack, you can use the water for mobility. And that one is also pretty strong, especially in SSA if you level it up. In SSA, it's infinite. I don't have that attack on this one. I do have it on my Series 2, I'm pretty sure. But, which is really dumb because you can't use it anymore in Giants, but still, it doesn't matter. First attack just makes it really strong. You can even use an anchor, you know, you charge it up. I don't think that's worth it that much. The reason why is because you have to charge it up, but in between that time you could have attacked like 3 times and it would have done a little bit more damage than just that one anchor. But yeah, I do like Gilgrunt's attack because of that, and yeah, that's why he's all the way up here. Now we are going to number 8, and number 8 is going to be the fastest Skylander in SSA, Stealth Elf. Now this Stealth Elf figure, man, they said, you know, you can use her millions of times before the chip dies. You know, they tested it like millions of times. I think this one might be close. I've used Stealth Elf so much for speed running, you know, like the speed run star, and not like real speed runs. I'm not like that. But yeah, this Stealth Elf has a lot of hours. Yeah, I just like her attacks. Her attacks are fast and fun to use. That's why she's all the way up here at number 8. Yeah, just strong, fast, and fun. Now we're moving on to number 7, and number 7 is Drobot. Now Drobot, we all know. But do I even need to explain? I don't think I do. First attack, very strong. Second attack, nobody uses. Third attack, good for mobility. Done. That's it. First attack is just too strong. I don't need to explain. You guys get it. Now we're moving on to number 6, and number 6 is Boomer. Now, I really like Boomer. He used to be my favorite when I was younger. His TNT, or Dynamite, is just very fun to use. His second attack, slamming into the ground, also fun to use. And then his bomb, also fun to use. I don't know what to tell you. He's just really fun. He's not the strongest though, but I just really like using him. And yeah, that's why he's all the way up here. Now we're going to the top 5. And at first we have Zook, number 5. Now, Zook is just strong. He's just very strong and fun. The only thing I have with Zook is that he's not fast enough, but it's okay though. His first attack, very strong. It deals a lot of damage. You have like this area damage where there's like these little, you know, things that shoot out as well. Very cool. Second attack, does nothing. You can make like a mushroom garden or whatever. I don't even know what it does. I think it likes making like a garden. Does that attack even do anything? Does it do it like it's supposed to be like a wall or whatever, like a shield? I don't think it does anything. Then you have his last one, his mortar, and now that is where it gets fun, bro. It saved us so much in Swap Force. You have no idea. I don't even know if that's up yet. I use Zook a lot in like the last couple levels because you can use his mortar to just shoot enemies from far away, and you can keep doing it. You're out of range for them, literally. I really like it, and as I say, it's even stronger because then all 3 of the little pineapples that shoot out deal damage. In Swap Wars, only one of them does. Yeah, but it's again just really strong and really fun to use. That's why it's all the way up here. Now at number 4, we have Igniter. And Igniter is good because of his first attack. It's very fun to use. You have some cool combos that you can do. It deals a lot of damage. His second attack I never use. Like you can move out of your body or whatever, but I feel like it leaves you too exposed and it doesn't deal enough damage, so I never use it. His last attack though, you can charge up your sword and then deal a lot of damage in one go. The hitbox is also very forgiving, so yeah, I really like using those attacks. They're just very strong, and that's why he's at number 4. At number 3, we have Camo. And Camo is fun because of 2 attacks again. First attack, it's okay, it's just good to use, you know. Second attack, I never use. You can like make like a trail of, it's like the same as Zook. I feel like they're just making a garden together. I don't know, those attacks, they never do anything. They don't deal enough damage, I don't think it's worth it. But his last attack, oh my god. The watermelon attack is so incredibly strong. I really love using it. You get some iframes as well. That's why it's really, really good because of the attack. It's just very strong, very fun to use. And that's why it's number 3. Now speaking of iframes, at number 2, we have Eruptor. Now, Eruptor has a very cool ability. First, I'm gonna talk about his first attack. You can, you know, shoot like magma balls out of your hands. It's like a decent attack to use, but we never use it. Why? Because we have the second attack, his Eruption. Now, the Eruption is very strong because it deals a lot of damage and, you know, around you. But the best part about it is that he gets iframes. And now you're thinking, what is that? Iframes? Iframes. If you use his Eruption attack in like the first second, like a full second, you do not get hit at all by anything. So you can use your Eruption to deal a lot of damage, but also dodge damage. It's like in Dark Souls, you have like your dodging roll. And in Resident Evil 4, you have your parry. We have Eruptor's iframes. Oh man, it's so good, and I just love using him. When I was a kid, he was also like, he was like my second favorite, or like my favorite next to Boomer. Yeah, he still is, but he's just not strong enough to put at number 1, because we have one Skylander that is stronger than Eruptor. Alright, so at number 1, we have Vornado. Okay, really though, at number 1, we have Ghost Roaster. Most of you will probably be thinking, why is Ghost Roaster number 1? Well, I'll tell you. The first attack is, you know, his little chain. It's pretty good. It deals a decent amount of damage. Then you have a second attack where he turns into a big skull. He's very fast, deals a decent amount of damage. So yeah, it's mostly bad for movement. It's just really strong for that. But then his last attack, you can become invincible. Now, I don't think you guys understand. Becoming invincible is insane. It is so good. It's an original move. It is very strong to use. The only thing is, you take damage, like a very tiny amount, especially if you upgrade it. I really recommend upgrading Ghost Roaster to the Ectoplasm path, I think it's called. You take like almost no damage from your invincibility. You go really fast, and it's just so much fun, so strong. And yeah, that is why he's my favorite, because it's just so original. Yeah, he's worth it. There you go, guys. The number 1 Skylander from SSA. There he is. Well, let me show you guys one more thing. Alright, now even though Ghost Roaster might be number 1, Eruptor is still number 1 in my heart. I even made a little, you know, custom, as you can see, a volcanic Series 1 Eruptor. Yeah, just very fun. I really like both of those Skylanders, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I like almost every Skylander of this roster. The only ones I really don't want to play is Wrecking Ball and Whirlwind. If I played more with them, I'm sure I would enjoy them as well. But for now, they're just really not my favorite. Honestly, when I was younger, when I put Whirlwind on the portal, I instantly didn't like it. So, yeah, maybe it's just because of that. It's just like a dislike for no reason. Skylanders is just always going to be fun. I feel like every single Skylander can be someone's favorite, and that is what makes this game so great. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought about my dumb rankings, because you guys probably have opinions that are, you know, well, actually, Wrecking Ball is my favorite Skylander. How could you do this to me? Wrecking Ball's my favorite. I'm gonna. You get the point. You get the point. Listen. Let me know what you thought. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. See you guys.
Subscribe to the channel right now, and don't forget to leave a like. Comment down below what your favorite moment was. It better be me.